Scotch for Dummies tonight.
That's us.
Us?
Are we
How you
Scotch
guys
tonight?
doing, man?
There's 4 of us here, so I'd be
yes.
Scotch for Dummies.
I feel overdressed tonight.
You are.
look very
I
nice
don't want to
tonight.
dress, but you're good. It's down.
It's alright.
Did you have a good dinner?
This is my drinking shirt.
Well, tonight this is my drinking shirt.
Yeah, that's right. What do we got tonight?
So tonight
Andrew,
we
talk
have
to us.
Tobermory 10-year. So Tobermory
Alright.
is a distillery.
Compliments of the doctor, right?
Compliments of the doctor.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank
Tony
you,
G.
Doc.
This is a Scotch, or Tobermory is a distillery on the Isle of Mull. I believe
Mull.
it's the only distillery on the Isle of Mull.
Mull.
Only
Where's
distillery.
it at?
According to our
Tobermory.
mappity
A
map.
mappity map.
Where is it?
It's the map. It's the
Oh,
map.
right here.
North of
So-
Jura.
Middle Island.
Yeah.
North of Jura.
North
It's a
of
pretty
Jura.
big island for only
It
having
is.
one distillery.
Yep.
Seems like they should have more.
I
You
think
would
they
think.
should.
We should
Between
build
the
one.
sky
Maybe they don't have much
Jura.
peat. I don't know. So Tobermory distills quite a range of liquors. This Tobermory 10-year is an unpeated Scotch. They also their most famous
All right.
other one is Ledaig, which is
Ledaig.
Which we've
I didn't know that
reviewed
was
it's the
a
same
lot.
distillery, different peating
I love
process.
Ledaig.
So they
So-
peat that, they don't peat this.
Yes. So this is unpeated. So we'll see. I mean, it is an
Golden
island.
color.
So it is an island. It's a western island. So you're expecting that brine and the saltiness that you would get from that kind of an island.
Yeah.
It should be similarly casks to the Ledaig, which not peated malt. So
What's the ABV? 43. 46.3.
46% alcohol. I believe it's in the $40 to $50 range. I think.
Wow.
I think you said it was 45.
Tobermory is an old distillery, but it's kind of been
I got
through.
half.
It's been through a lot of owners, and really
I got like
not until the
straw.
mid '70s or early '80s did it really start
Straw and clover.
making seriously.
Really? Okay.
We'll find out.
It changes hands periodically, but
Nice pour, buddy.
so this is a 10.
I know.
Wow.
It's because we got a late start and we got to catch up.
He got it all over the bar.
No, I didn't.
What is this
Yeah,
right
it's
here?
splattered all over the place, man.
So anyway,
Can't hire you, man.
46.3. 46.3.
Which
Ooh,
maybe a little hot
fruity.
for an unpeated.
It's
Fruity.
pretty hot. You smelling fruit?
Fruity.
That's what they're talking about. It says it's rich island character.
Yeah.
So that means brine to me. But let's smell.
There's some brine.
Yeah, I get a little sea spray in
I'm
there.
not getting smoked, but you would expect it.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of that straw.
Little
Hey, weedy.
right?
Citrus.
I mean,
I
the color,
got
the
strong,
color is
like,
really
clover.
bright yellow. What is it?
Pretty
Maybe it's
alcoholic,
just
too.
the farm boy in me. Right?
What
I
did
don't
they
know.
call it?
On the light
Color?
side, I get a
As you
pear.
wish.
Lemony gold.
I get a pearish
Yeah.
green apple.
Pear apple,
maybe.
green thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Need a little sip from
It's-
a little bit.
it's got some of
Alcohol's
those-
pretty potent.
those kind of fruits in it. Apple and pear.
Yeah, it is bright.
Honey,
It's a bright-
apple, pear.
1798. What do we know about the history? Have they been bought and sold 100 times like
They've been
everybody
bought and
else?
sold 100 times.
Burned to the
It's like,
ground.
which one is it today? Oh, well, bought and sold. Oh, look at this one. Bought and sold.
It-
Burned to the
Mothballed?
ground.
They started really in earnest again in 1972, and then they were sold again. And really late 70s, early 80s when they started really going. They have a 10-year, they have a 25, and they have a 32-year-old. But
That's random.
so yeah, it's kind of random. But this is their unpeated, and really we need to compare it against.
You know, when you think about age statements like that, and you say that's random, it makes you wonder what happened there. You know, did they flip malt masters? Did they have a turnover?
I'm guessing distillery closed for about 10
Right,
years.
did something
so
happen?
The barrels just continue to age
Right. Who knows?
Why not 35?
because they need more money.
Or it wasn't going to make it. It was falling below the.
Or was there
it's
some
too low.
other intangible quality, like this is just when it's ready?
Or it's
Put it in
getting
the
too
bottle.
low. If we don't bottle this, it's not going to be Scotch because it's only going to be 39% ABV or
Right.
something. You know.
This tastes like spring. You know what I mean?
It is light.
It's got those floral notes. It's got some honey, very light,
Apples.
and
Apples is fall, but
yeah, but it's got that lighter,
Yeah.
fruitier character to it. Not a lot of deep, rich flavor, but a lot of light, bright flavors.
yes, that is a great explanation for it. I agree with that.
I think it's actually light on the tongue.
It
The
is.
feel
It
of
is.
I mean,
And
Very-
it
very
doesn't
short
taste as
finish.
hot as I thought it might.
Mm.
The honey kind of
Um,
calms everything down. It's got a nice coating quality to it. It's not like oily, but
that's
it's got
funny.
enough
They
to coat your
describe
tongue
it as
and
being
go for it.
oily, don't they? I mean,
It is oily. Look at
it
it.
doesn't feel
But
that
a lot
way.
of layers. Holy
It's
cow.
not as coating as some of the scotches we've had, but it's got a good oily quality to it.
I would like. I'll
You need
like
some?
every eighth of an inch.
If you're already doing it. It's one of those things where you
I
start.
don't know what I think about this.
Ready?
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that either. I'm afraid I don't know if it'll hold it.
Um,
I'm
46%,
kinda
I'm
curious.
sure it will. will.
I bet it will.
I'll be interested to see some of the comments. I know a lot of
No,
our
it says
big
something.
contributors out there
I know, it's got
are
something in
too
there.
hip on young scotches, and a 10 is a young. You know what I mean?
But you know what? This doesn't have some of the harsh, bitter edges that you get with some of the younger scotches. It's got a nice rounded quality to it.
Plastic.
And I'm guessing it's because it's a non-peated
Cheesy.
malt that
Plastic
you
cake's pretty good.
Yeah.
you're just getting a nice. Because I get a lot of the malt character. You ought to put some water on it.
I will. I
Alright,
will.
so-
I just wanted to get one more
So there's
quick.
something on the nose that Drew and I are talking about back here that we couldn't put together, so I had to get the flavor wheel out. You always gotta have a flavor wheel.
Gotta have it.
And I think it's almost
Yeah, I think you're right.
we get into
I don't have a
this,
flavor with it.
it's almost a plasticky smell.
Yeah, it's a flavor.
There was something a little off on the nose that I was getting, and that's I think what it is.
Yeah.
To me, it's a kind of a fainty smell.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I
It's-
say
it's
bubble wrap?
Along the tobacco.
Well,
and
it's
that
the
kind of,
same idea, but
I
I
was
mean,
just BSing with you.
Bubble wrap.
Okay, go on. I'm trying to pull out some.
dare I say bubble wrap?
I love the flavor.
Bubble
It's so
wrap and
delicious.
marzipan.
Marzipan.
Oh,
Oh,
pop your
God,
bubble
what
wrap.
Uh-oh.
I'll
he's
tell you what.
talking-
No, but there's a
So
good
come on,
malt
guys, focus.
quality once you put the water on it. It's nice.
All right,
It's
so let's
sweet
see,
and
let's maybe that'll-
salty.
It does help, but I mean, there's not a whole lot going on the nose. But I mean, I would agree with you that underlying tone of plastic-ish something going on there on top of or below the fruitiness of the apples and whatnot.
Kind of like almost some of the other words that you kind
Medicinal,
of like
something
buttermilk, kind of almost a cheese sour, a little bit on the sour.
Yeah, like a tangy quality
Tangy,
to it.
yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of those kind of
To me, it falls into that malty character.
okay,
You know, it's
but
got
not
that,
cereal. I mean,
but it's got that tang on the back end. It's not up front, but you get that cereal note, especially with the water on it, and then
Well,
the tang
no,
comes
see.
through on the back end as like an aftertaste.
yeah, I'm getting more of the deep fruits now for that pears.
All right, I'll go ahead and go if you guys
You
want.
ready?
Yeah.
Do it.
So I'm gonna give this one a.
Before you do that, do we know how much a bottle this goes
I
for?
think it's 45.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's 45.
Yeah, it's a gift. We don't have a receipt.
All right.
I think that's why I asked him last time.
So it's
Um,
free.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free. It's a great.
It's
Just
free.
walk right in the
Free.
store, grab a bottle.
You're good to
Apparently,
go.
it's all good.
So on the nose, I said earlier, there's not a whole lot going on. It's very fruity, very green apples, pears. You mentioned, yes. I already mentioned that whole plastic thing, but it's not a whole lot. Nothing like really like inviting, if you will, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
The palate, it's kind of nice, springish. You mentioned it's nice, but it's flavorful, but not a whole lot. I'm gonna go 1.5. I think it's decent for $45 though. Yeah, I think 1.5 is a good number. I'm gonna keep it short and simple.
All right.
Okay.
This was actually better than I anticipated. So I was walking in to this review. It's a 10-year-old Scotch, and in my mind, I'm thinking rough around the edges.
yeah.
It's got some sharp characters to it. You'll be able to tell when you're sipping this that if it sat in the barrel for another 3 or 4 or 10 years, that you'd have a whole different idea about what this Scotch could be. You know what I mean? Just tasting it with water, without water, I was actually fairly impressed. I mean, just neat. It's got a lot of floral. It's got some of the apple pear characteristics. It's got some clover. We got straw out of it. So it's got some of those lighter, lighter characters to it. With the water, it brought forward some of the cereal and malt flavor that I like. It brought forward a little bit of the sweeter notes. It kind of tamed the honey down a little bit, but it was a different kind of sweet. All of these flavors are very subtle in this Scotch, but it holds up to the 46% alcohol, which I was kind of surprised because usually if you don't have some smoke on there,
A 10-year
when you get over like 42, 43%, it seems like it gets a little bit harsh.
I didn't talk about the
And-
finish. What do you think about the finish?
Honestly, the
Really
finish
short.
is it's fairly short, but it's still got that sweet character that kind of
still
hangs
tastes a
out.
little.
Yeah, but it's not something that's powerful. I mean,
Right.
you still want to sip it to keep that flavor going. I think. I'm
So we got-
kind of waffling because it's, I hope to talk through it a little bit, and it's
you
better than I
boost yourself, but
anticipated.
didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's a solid 2. I almost gave it a 2.5 because it's.
Wow.
But I don't think it's quite
high.
there yet. But I think a 2 is a good number for it. I mean, it's got a lot of sweet character to it, and I think with a few more years, it's going to develop some better qualities.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to talk myself through this too, because I think I got a number, but I'm wavering as well. I think you guys hit all the tasting, the nose. I think those notes are all fair. While you were talking, I was trying to read what the box says. In other words, what does the distillery say they're trying to accomplish? You know, as opposed to what I tasted. Did they hit the mark with me? All those nose points on the nose, I get the green apple, taste some green fruit. If I dig deep enough, I get a little bit of cream, and I like that. I'm like, ooh, that's nice. All right, I want some more of that. But I got to be honest,
it's subtle.
It's very, very subtle. The straw, the green straw flavor, it's there. It's not overpowering to where it's like I can't drink it, but I don't
that could
like
be,
that.
Yeah, that's the same. So that's what we're describing as plastic. As you describe it, and I smell it, it's like
it's almost like green hay. If you've ever been on a farm and you've baled hay, you know, and you that's what I'm getting. And I really don't care for that. But
I think it depends on how you feel about hay.
Right, that's true. All right. Anyway,
if you've ever baled hay,
I have.
That's not fun. Anyway.
But anyway, I read through the box and I was like, you know, I read the little description here and I'm like, all right, and I don't think you hit the mark. But then I read on the nose and the palate and the finish and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. If that's what you're thinking, I should have smelled, tasted, and finished it. All right, you guys are pretty close. It's 10, so I got to be a little gentle. And for a 10-year, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I enjoy it. 46%. I enjoy it for the uniqueness of the fact that it's different than most of the other scotches we drink on the bar. Look at it. It's almost white. It's clear. It's very light colored. It's unique. It's different. It's young. Price
it's a higher ABV than normal 10s, I would think.
Well, yeah, and I Andrew made a comment that usually at this this age and that ABV, it's hard.
Very harsh.
But I honestly think it goes pretty well. It's pretty easy to drink.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
it's a smooth drinking scotch.
I was wavering through the 1, 5, and the 2. I'm going to give it a 2. I'm interested to see what a couple more years would have done to this. But I actually enjoy it at this, and I do want to know the exact price point because if it's under $50, I'd probably get a bottle of this on my bar just because it's different than anything else I have on my bar.
And a good sipping scotch if you're just like wanting to have a little something that's not going to be off-putting, you know.
Not bad.
So
I'm going to give it a 2.
I'll come at the price. I'll research it afterwards.
Right on.
All right, so you guys are, I think, generous.
Here it comes.
I wasn't generous. I think I was pretty good.
So now
I like
I've been
the maltiness of it.
This is definitely not my wheelhouse.
What was your first hint?
And for what it is, you know, the nose, the nose is off-putting to me, and
What's off-putting?
I don't know.
What's off-putting?
I don't know what about it is.
The
If
fruitiness?
No, I like fruit, but this is like a straw in the plastic, and it just when I put it to my nose, I'm like, you know, I don't want to smell it, and that's.
What is that?
What is that?
I can't describe
That's
what
what he's
that
trying
is.
to
It's
say.
that plastic.
Right.
It's the grass.
That's okay.
It's something sour and tangy that is just not what I like to smell.
Okay.
And so when I put it in my mouth, though, it's not that. It doesn't taste that way. The taste is light, but there's nothing there. I mean, the
It's
taste,
very tame.
the finish ends like that for me, and water maybe tones it a little bit. I'm gonna give this a 1 because this when I drink scotch, this is not what I want.
Fair enough. I can see you saying that.
So you.
In your perspective, that's a good number. I get
People
that.
can slam me on whatever they want. This is not my
Yeah,
scotch.
no, it's not
I like rich, full-bodied.
Honestly,
I
I think-
like different caskings. I have a feeling the casking for this is old casks that have been used multiple times because there's no cask flavor in it. It's almost new made.
There's not a whole lot going on. I agree.
So that's my concern. Is that this is they've used the end of the barrel.
I think you and I got a lot more out of the scotch than those two.
I think
did.
we-
well,
and
I think
because-
you did, but I think honestly, based on our normal reviews, I think these are pretty good reviews.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go
Absolutely.
for
It is what
right
it
in
is.
line.
I admit my palate is probably not as refined as yours. You guys have you can pull out more nuances and things that I don't get as much. So that's
I
part of
wouldn't
the
say
differences.
so much of that. I just
So,
think we all have unique ones. And
one-
I
so
knew
one
this
for
was
me.
coming from you. I mean, honestly, when I taste this, I know we've gotten to know each other. We've done this 78, 9 times now.
Yeah.
On camera, anyway.
Right.
We've all got a pretty good
400 or
feel for it.
500
Right.
times.
I mean, what I really enjoy is when Drew says a number that I didn't see coming. I'm like, what the F did you just, or, Andrew, you like that, so, no, I think your number's good.
And he's shocked me a lot lately. With,
Yeah,
you give out a sweet tooth. What?
No, I think it's
No,
fine.
I like the
really do.
flavors, and if you present me a strong, good flavor, if it's sweet or smoky or
Yeah. You like
burgundy or
complexity.
whatever,
You
Right.
like
that's
complexity.
fine.
That's what
This
you're
is
doing.
this is
Yeah.
too light for me.
But
So
I
I'm
also
good.
think we're all graduating into it's also a balance.
I'm trying to pull out those nuanced flavors, and I just don't get it. My palate is.
But how do they marry together? So it might not just be a rich, bold flavor, but if that bold flavor doesn't go with some of the other things in that Scotch,
If it's an unbalanced.
unbalanced.
Yes.
I mean, really, if they don't dance together well,
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 See, to
admittedly,
me, this one actually married very well.
I thought so.
it does. There's nothing.
So
over-
what are we trying to say? I mean, our whole thing is best bang for your
Sure.
Scotch.
Right.
What
We
are we
don't-
saying? We're saying basically that it's not bad. And for $45 for a 10-year,
For-
10-year, right?
I think it's
10-year
unique.
Scotch.
I think it's unique.
It's a
No, a lot
definitely a
going
lighter
on, it's
flavored
not bad.
Scotch.
So-
Sure.
But it's apparently not for everybody.
That's
I mean,
right.
I almost went up to 2.5, and Andrew went to 1.
I
So-
was 1.5. You guys both are 2.
We were both 2.
1.5 and 1.
So
So,
we're
there you
like
go.
1 and
Yeah.
something.
So we're pretty far apart. So this one may be something that I mean, if it's $40,
Love to hear what the comments.
maybe you
have to
pick it
say.
up, maybe
Yeah, I
try
need
it
to-
out.
I think I would need to try it a couple more times to try and get up.
And you know what? It just may not be your thing,
Bad
and
night.
that's all right.
Bad night tonight.
Guess I should have stepped up to my Scotch Ware title and freaking give it a 3.
hey, I just
All
want
right.
to say thanks for commenting. Big Pop, Hoagie, Keith,
Keith,
all you guys
Cato,
out there.
Cato,
all these
where you
guys.
been, man?
Appreciate it, man. We're
You're
paying
welcome.
attention, you guys. We
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Love it.
Yep.
And all the
Yeah.
new commenters too.
That's
I mean,
right.
we get a
And-
lot of people, and it's
Good
it's
stuff.
great.
Feel free to ask a question. It doesn't matter what it is. We'll try to answer
And
it.
we really do try and get
Suggestions.
back. I mean, we all have other stuff going on too, but we really do try and answer everybody's questions or comments,
We work for a living.
and reply to everybody that we can.
We're just trying to give some good advice on
And learn.
and
learn.
learn
And
some stuff
so-
because a lot of you guys teach us as we go,
Yeah,
which is
so-
great.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks
Until
for
then,
Absolutely.
enjoy your Scotch because we
Today-
sure are.
or
Cheers.
Tobermory
Tobermory
10.
10. He said
I
the
wish
day.
it was the day. I do like the day.